Well, we had an awesome time down in, where were we?
I don't know.
Right. Well, we had an awesome time last week down in Houston and Austin, Texas. First time that we've ever been there, but we had so much fun together as a family making memories for Eli's birthday.
Yeah.
It was great, but we are now back home, which means we are back to work and continuing with making progress on our firewood shed.
And it's really cold.
It's very cold out here. Melissa also is saying that she's very tired and she doesn't know why. It could have something to do with the fact that you're like 7 months pregnant now.
30 weeks.
Just saying.
Yeah, and my coat no longer works. So
You ready to get to work here?
I am.
Are you sure? Because we don't have to do this.
I am so ready. I am so ready. Yeah. Let's go.
I don't believe you. 50 and a quarter, mama. 50 and a quarter. You got that, Ludes? Remind me. Careful over here. It's slippery.
We're supposed to be working, Ludo. What are you doing? What are you do? Oh, you look hilarious from this angle. Like a Batman.
To get things started this week, we're going to begin by getting some walls built here in our firewood structure. The way we're going to go about doing that is taking some 1.5 by 1.5 strips, securing them to the inside of every post. That's going to serve as our backer for some 2x6 material that'll actually be the wall. There'll be some gaps between each one of them because airflow is going to be very important for the purpose of getting all our firewood dried out as quickly and efficiently as possible. Plus, looks-wise, we want to maintain that chunky look that we've been going for. I really like the exposed post, all of these 6x6 posts that we have, and insetting all of those 2x6s will help to maintain that because chunky is the way to go, right? Don't take that the wrong way. That's not what I meant.
I'm glad you like it chunky.
We like things chunky around here. All right, so these are the nail backer strips we were talking about. We have a few of them in place, but just to give you a little sneak peek of what's going on here, once we have all of our 2x6 material cut, it'll rest on top of those nail backers, giving us that nice look, like we mentioned before. Here with the posts, they'll be evenly spaced going all the way up, allowing for that airflow. Should work really well.
Well, Jeremy gets those backer pieces on. I have a really good goal of just staying awake. I am officially 41. 30 weeks pregnant. This pregnancy is going really fast, but all of a sudden I started feeling really tired. I was feeling really good, and now I'm really tired. Like, put my socks on, takes my breath away. Getting up, I'm like a bug.
We're both tired. It's hard coming back from a trip, especially all the delicious foods. I'm just dreaming about Terry Black's, Truth Barbecue.
A potato salad.
Texas barbecue is where it's at. Now I'm back on my boring diet and I hate it.
Yeah, Jeremy's back on keto, so he has to readjust to that. And then I'm just still trying to readjust to being home. So we are out here doing what we can. I think it's 11 degrees today. It's very cold, but we only have about 2 months before this baby comes, and we have a lot to do. What is that? That's an animal.
Smoking cigarettes or something? What's going on there?
It's a bird.
It's a feather. Superman. Look for the pretty ones, mama. So I got you.
Stop eating birds, Ludo.
Such a trooper. Such a trooper.
A super trooper.
Okay. That should be good for now. Thank you. Thank you, love. Thank you, belly button. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It always feels so wrong. I feel like maybe we should stop doing the belly button. At least on camera.
Muffin Bellies has gotten us into some real trouble
Oh,
here.
Jeremy, don't.
We're going to get started with putting all these slats up on our walls, making up our walls. First one's going to go 1.25 inches off of the decking, and then we're going to space each one of these boards 2 inches apart, working all the way up and hopefully all the way down. It's getting really, really cold very quickly because now we're working in the shade. Melissa and I are both cold, so we'll see how far we get. So there we go, slatted sidewall number 1. Mama, what do you think? Reaction?
I think it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks nice. Kind of makes it look modern in a weird way. Yeah?
Yeah, it looks like almost pagoda style.
I know it's just some 2x6s, but it's functional. Should work great. I like the way it looks. It looks really nice, actually.
I think it's gonna look great. Let's continue on. We do our best to address as many comments or questions that we can, and one that was reoccurring was, why aren't you building a back wall? Your wood is going to roll down that hill. And so hopefully this video addresses that concern. We are building side and back walls. We're just leaving the front open. And then the other thing that we got a lot of questions about was why we actually use wood heat in the first place. We had a few people wondering why we didn't have an HVAC system. We actually do. We have a heat pump, so we have AC in the summer, and we do have heat in the winter. The problem is with where we live, that's not the most sustainable way to heat our home because, one, heat pumps struggle to keep up once it gets under 20 degrees. They're not very efficient, and they can become very expensive. They don't keep your house very warm. Also, with as rural as we live, when the power goes down, and then you have no heat, and that just does not work out here in the winter time, and it always happens in the winter. So having wood burning stoves is very important, and it helps make it safe for us to live out here. And the other thing with the wood heat for us personally is it's very, very sustainable because we live with 12 acres of forest land, and there's heavy snowfall and a lot of windstorms here, so we have downed trees constantly, and it is our responsibility to keep our forest floor clean, and so we are always pulling large trees up, and we have more firewood than we could ever use.
Watch out, Lutz. Watch out, buddy.
Dinner time.
Dinner time, we shut it down.
I'm pretty cold.
I'm cool. My fingertips have had it.
My fingertips have had it.
We don't have much more. We'll finish that tomorrow. How's that sound?
That sounds delicious. Evenings are when I edit, but I still like to be where the family is, so this is where I sit. Luckily, I'm still able to get my work done and be with the family because for the past 3 years, I've relied 100% on my Raycon Everyday headphones. So if you've been following along, then you know that our family absolutely adores Raycon Everyday earbuds and headphones. In fact, we use them every single day, whether we are in the gym, homeschooling with the kids, and of course for travel. They are perfect for everyone in the family because they offer all the great features of other premium audio brands, but they start at just half the price. And their latest model is better than ever with an incredible 40-hour battery life, 360 immersive surround sound, and they are so comfortable you can wear them all day long. And the everyday headphones also have an active noise cancellation, which is really difficult to find at such an affordable price. And it is such a great feature for when you really need to focus and especially to drown out the noise of travel. And the cool part is you can easily switch back into awareness mode when you need to pay attention to the sounds around you. We love the everyday headphones so much that they were our first choice when we designed our podcast, and we have been using them every single episode since. So whether you are a gym buff, a traveler, or maybe you're just looking for an ultra comfy, reliable, and affordable set of headphones, definitely check out the Raycon Everyday Headphones. Just go to buyraycon.com/goodsimpleliving where all of their headphones are 20% off. That's right, all of the Raycon Everyday Headphones are 20% off on their website right now when you go to buyraycon.com/goodsimpleliving.
Well, we woke up this morning to a couple inches of surprise snow. It's supposed to pick up again later in the day. We're catching a little bit of a break right now. And you know what? Even though it makes life harder around here, especially when we're building something, we power on. We don't stop for the weather, right?
No, we don't let no snow stop us.
And I'm actually happy to see it because this winter, hello Ludo, has been really weak as far as snow goes. It's been a little disappointing. I haven't been able to break out the buffalo coat.
Nope, no, he hasn't been able to break out the snow plow, so
It's been a real bummer.
maybe he'll get to plow tonight.
So we'll continue on making as much progress, hello Ludo, as we can
excited.
here today. We'll get as far as we can. And then I may have to plow tonight to make sure we can get in and out of this place. So let's see how far we get.
Ludo.
Yes, buddy, I know. Yes, they're very fun.
He's like, let's play in the snow, no working, snow day. Today you may have noticed that I am looking extra puffy because I have taken Jeremy's winter coat. I no longer can squeeze into my coat. Yesterday, I couldn't breathe in that thing. So I'm trying to power through, but next week it looks like we're looking at all single digits.
Sub-zero.
Really?
Yeah, according to my phone.
I am trying to power through the entire pregnancy, but there's a limit, Jeremy. I should be inside.
You're doing great,
stirring M&Ms into the jar of peanut butter.
Oh. Snotty kiss for you.
We could just go inside.
Good job, buddy.
How come you're simpler? I can barely stand. Worrying was harder when I had to hold your hand. My 2 feet hadn't yet learned how to walk. My own voice hadn't yet come out to talk. But I knew love because I knew you. And I believe in everything you told me. Come out true. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love delights in the truth and is all you need to find. But as I grew older, I learned to complicate things you made so simple, and I did some things I hate. And I became so afraid of making mistakes.
Like an ice skating rink.
One heart.
So this is my little pile of firewood. Every time that Jeremy cuts ends off that are way too small to use, I just stack them by the door and they become our kindling for starting our wood stove. It's been great because this is all kiln drying and it's all untreated, so we're able to burn it, so no waste. You guys may have also noticed that Ludo is sporting a new collar. We got him a halo collar and I was a little opposed to it at first because it does shock them if they don't heed the warning. But the problem we're having out here, like if you live in the city, you have to worry about cars and people when it comes to your dog. But when you live out in the mountains, you have to worry about wolves and bears and mountain lions and all these different animals that Ludo really wants to be friends with. And coyotes are actually the biggest threat, even though they're small, because they will send a scout coyote to tempt friendly dogs like labs and retrievers away, and they will go because they want to make friends.
Love you.
And then the whole pack will be waiting for him, and we know quite a few people that have lost dogs that way. It's really, really sad. So what we've done is we've established this border using their app, and he can go anywhere in the pasture. He can go see all of the animals. He just can't go in the forest. So if he leaves the boundaries of the pasture, he gets a warning. And then if he doesn't listen to the warning, he gets a buzz, which he really doesn't like. Day 1 was rough. We had a rough go at it day 1. Day 2 was better, and he hasn't been shocked since, so he's definitely figured out the warnings, and we feel really good because he can't go anywhere, and we know that nothing can get to him, which is good, right? Okay, that's just gross. Ludo.
Oh good, the wind's picking up.
Very windy.
Yeah.
No, Ludo. I'm starving.
Eating for 2.
You're dumpling for my dumpling.
One more wall.
One more wall. And then we're done for the day? Probably not.
Feel.
No. No. It's so cold.
So our day is winding down. I don't know if you can hear, but the wind has really begun to pick up. I hate complaining about the weather, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a very challenging day, especially for my hands and fingertips. The air temperature isn't that bad.
Yes, it is. It's like 10 degrees.
It's not 10 degrees. It's cold, no doubt, but this wind
11.
doesn't help. And then handling all of this material that's very icy. It's becoming sleety and icy out here now.
Sleety on my sweetie.
Oh, so nice. It's been a struggle, if I'm being honest. It really has been. I'm not wearing gloves because I need the dexterity to handle everything and screw and nail and all that. But we only have a few more slats to do on our final wall, so I think we're going to bang those out of the way. I was hoping we were going to get much farther than this on the firewood shed. It's just not happening. I haven't bought roofing material, but there's no way. I'm not climbing up there. It's too, I can see.
Yeah, and I'm having some Braxton Hicks contractions, and I've got a wicked case of dumpling heartburn right now.
So we're going to take care of Mama, get her warmed up, make sure she's not having any more of these Braxton Hicks practice contractions, and we'll pick up with this down the road. There it is.
Beautiful.
Thank you. It's not warm though, so let's go inside.
I love the way you think.
Oh.
All right, now that we are in the house, we are thawing out, but I want to have something really warm and savory for dinner. And since I'm making a super easy dinner and you guys have been asking for more of our recipes, I figured this is the perfect opportunity. Also, Kira had a really fun Valentine's dessert in mind. So we're gonna prep the dessert because it takes 3 hours to freeze, and then we'll get on to dinner. So we're gonna start with some unflavored Greek yogurt. We need 2 cups of that, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of raw honey to it. Next up is 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, and then we're gonna divide the yogurt evenly into our 2 fruit bowls. So we're doing 1 strawberry batch and 1 raspberry batch. Banana is also really good. You can use any fruit that you like with chocolate. So you're going to do 2 cups of crushed fruit or diced up fruit. She's doing the raspberries, I've already done the strawberries, to 1 cup of the Greek yogurt mix. Next up is you're gonna take your mixture and you're gonna stick it on a parchment lined baking sheet. And you can make them as big or as small as you want. Just kind of picture like a couple bites worth. And that's gonna be the size of each dessert. So now that we have them on our sheet, we're gonna pop them in the freezer, let them freeze for 3 hours, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm making for dinner. So for dinner, I'm making one of the family's favorite, spicy curry. Now I know a lot of people don't like curry, but I have made this for so many people that claim I don't like curry and they love this, and it's so easy. It takes 5 minutes to prep, all one pot, and then you just let it simmer and you're good to go. So you're gonna start with organic chicken breasts or whatever kind of chicken you have. I would say do like a chicken breast per person, but our kids don't eat that much, so we do half a chicken breast per person. And then we've got 4 organic carrots and some organic potatoes from our garden. So those are the only things that we put into it, but a lot of people like to put onions and bell peppers in it as well, and that's also really good. Now you can use any kind of potato you want, but I like to use the golden potatoes because you don't have to peel them, and I'm kind of lazy when it comes to peeling potatoes. Plus, they're really good. All right, once you have your veggies and your meat in your pan, now is the time for the secret sauce. So this is where it gets super secretive. This is not traditional Indian curry. This is a combination of Japanese curry cubes and Thai curry from a jar. I'm not even kidding. It's so good though. So we use the medium one. The box looks like this. I get it at Safeway or Albertsons, but they sell it pretty much everywhere. It's by S&B. You can also get it on Amazon. So since I'm only making a half batch, I'm only going to use 2 cubes. But if you're making a whole batch, I just throw the whole shebang in. So you just throw it in there and it's gonna melt like soap while it cooks. And then you take this jar and you just gloop it in real fancy like. Then you're gonna take 1 jar of coconut milk. That's your creaminess. Don't say anything. Anyway, this is what you do. Don't say anything and stop laughing, Jeremy. And then you just kind of stir it up And then you let the heat do all the work. So I'm just gonna take my pot, I'm gonna put it on simmer, and I'm gonna let it cook. So if you wanna use a slow cooker, you can prep this in the morning and you'll be good to go by 6 o'clock or whenever you wanna eat dinner. I am using a simmer pot. It's by Green Chef and I love it. And since I'm doing all of my favorite things in this video, go ahead and get yourself one of these. It makes the perfect rice and it will cook this curry up in about an hour. So I'm gonna do that because it's already 5 o'clock. One hour later and we're ready to eat. You're just gonna do a scoop of rice, however much you want, and then you just ladle your curry right on over that. It is so hot and so savory and so delicious. And then we're gonna move on to our dessert.
Look at them buns.
I like to dip on the curry.
Love those buns look good.
The chocolate is melted, the yogurt is frozen, so now we're just going to dip them completely and then put them back on the parchment paper and they will be ready to go as soon as the chocolate hardens up. Don't put them upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't? No. Between the cold winter weather and my body telling me that I am actually quite pregnant right now, I am feeling like everything is just moving slower than I'm used to. And honestly, I am not the best person at slowing down. That is unless I'm in my home. When I'm with them, I want time to pause so I can soak it all in. And lately, this new season of adding a new little life feels like a little bit like everything is about to change and speed up all at once. But life really is just a series of chapters and changes, and we can't speed them up nor slow them down. And if we resist them, we only create stress and sadness. We need to live in our reality and embrace the beauty that is our current season while we have it. Because if we know anything about time, it's that it's always moving forward in a linear motion. So soak it in, because tomorrow brings change. And when that change comes, embrace it. This life is a combination of adapting, accepting, embracing, and climbing. But all of these in-betweens are what it's actually all about. We don't always have to be heading towards some grand destination. This is the destination. Today. Right now. And tomorrow? Well, that looks pretty sweet as well.